Have you ever loved someone so deeply that you couldn't imagine life without them? And then, one day, they leave. It feels like everything you built together just disappears. The late night talks, the promises, the future, gone. I've been there, and trust me, I know how much it hurts. Most people talk about the pain of losing someone, but hardly anyone tells you what happens after. The quiet moments when you're alone with your thoughts, the nights when the memories haunt you. I've been through that darkness, but here's the thing. Sometimes life breaks you apart, only to rebuild you stronger. When she left me, I thought it was the end of everything good in my life. But what came after, the lessons, the strength, the unexpected clarity, changed me forever. Today, I want to share exactly what I learned from that pain. I still remember the exact moment she left. It wasn't loud, dramatic, or filled with shouting like in the movies. It was quiet, painfully quiet. She stood at the doorway, suitcase in hand, eyes filled with sadness, but not the kind that comes from missing someone. It was the sadness of letting go. I asked her if we could talk, but her mind was already made up. You can feel it, you know? When someone emotionally leaves before they physically walk away, and in that moment, no words could fix what was broken between us. I watched her walk out the door, and with every step, it felt like a piece of my world shattered. The apartment felt colder, emptier, and I couldn't escape the silence that filled the space where her laughter used to echo. The first few days, I didn't know what to do with myself. I kept replaying everything in my head, the fights, the good moments, the small signs I missed. Denial hits you hard. I convinced myself she'd come back, that maybe this was just space. Maybe she needed time. But the calls stopped. The messages were left unread, and the harsh truth started to sink in. She wasn't coming back. I couldn't eat properly. Sleep felt impossible. Every place reminded me of her. The cafe on the corner, the song on the radio, even the smell of her perfume lingering in my room. It felt like I was drowning in memories, unable to breathe. I kept asking myself, what did I do wrong? Could I have stopped her? Could I have loved her better? That self-blame, it consumes you if you let it. But here's where things started to shift. One evening, I found an old notebook where I used to write my thoughts. I flipped through the pages, and I saw pieces of myself I had forgotten. My dreams, my ambitions, my goals before the relationship consumed me. That night, for the first time, I realized something important. I had lost myself long before I lost her. I stopped prioritizing my happiness, my growth, my peace, and that's when everything started falling apart. It wasn't just about her leaving, it was about me forgetting who I was. And that realization, as painful as it was, became the first step toward healing. When she left, I thought my life was over. But looking back now, I can tell you that heartbreak, as painful as it was, taught me more about myself than I ever imagined. If you're going through something similar, I want to share a few lessons that changed my life. Maybe they can help you too. Lesson 1. Heartbreak isn't an end, it's a mirror. The first thing I learned is that heartbreak feels like the end. But in reality, it's a mirror. It reflects your fears, your insecurities, your deepest wounds. When she left, all I could see was my failure, my mistakes. But as time passed, I realized heartbreak forced me to look at the parts of myself I had been ignoring for years. My fear of being alone, my habit of losing myself in relationships, it all came to the surface. And facing that wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Sometimes life breaks you, not to punish you, but to reveal the parts of you that need healing. Lesson 2. Pain forces growth. I won't lie, those sleepless nights, the endless overthinking, the quiet tears, they broke me down, but they also built me back up. When you sit alone with your pain, you have two choices: run from it or grow through it. I chose growth, even when it hurt. I started reading again, working on my health, reconnecting with old friends. Slowly, I remembered who I was before the relationship defined me. Pain forces you to evolve, to rise from the ashes of what was lost. Lesson 3. You cannot make someone stay who's already left emotionally. This one was hard to accept. I kept asking myself what I could have done differently, what words I could have said to make her stay. But here's the truth. When someone emotionally checks out, their heart is no longer in the relationship. You can't force connection. You can't beg for love, and trying to hold on only delays your healing. The hardest lesson is understanding that letting go is sometimes the most loving thing you can do, for them and for yourself. Lesson 4. Your worth is not defined by someone leaving. For the longest time, I carried this heavy feeling that maybe I wasn't enough. Maybe if I had done things differently, loved her better, or changed parts of myself, she would have stayed. But with time, I've come to understand something important. Your worth isn't tied to someone's decision to walk away. People leave for many reasons. Sometimes they're struggling with their own fears, insecurities, or past traumas. Sometimes they're not ready for the love you have to give. But none of that means you're not worthy of love or happiness. Their leaving doesn't make you less valuable. It simply means their journey is different from yours. You are enough, just as you are. It took me time to believe that, but now I know the right people recognize your worth, and you never have to beg for love that's meant for you. Lesson 5. Healing is not linear, and that's okay. One thing I wish someone had told me sooner: healing doesn't follow a straight path. Some mornings you'll wake up feeling stronger, ready to move forward, and other days a song, a place, or a memory will break you all over again. That's normal. Healing isn't this perfect, clean process. It's messy. Some days you'll feel proud of your progress, and some days you'll question if you've made any at all. But every breakdown, every moment of weakness is still part of your growth. Be gentle with yourself. You're not broken. You're rebuilding. One step, one tear, one day at a time. If you're going through heartbreak right now, I want you to know, I've been where you are. The sleepless nights, the constant overthinking, the emptiness, it feels endless. But trust me, this pain won't last forever. You'll find yourself again. You'll grow. You'll become stronger than you ever imagined. If my story connected with your heart, I invite you to stay here with me. Subscribe for more real, honest advice. And remember, your healing starts now.